You know that feeling when you're just trying to run a quick errand, but staring across a massive parking lot makes it feel like an absolute marathon? Yeah, it's exhausting. But if every step is a challenge, an Ohio disabled parking placard can literally change the game for you. We're talking much closer access, extended time limits, and really just getting your independence back.
Welcome to this explainer. Look, I know dealing with government forms can feel completely overwhelming. It's like a giant puzzle sometimes. But today, we're going to bust right through that Ohio BMV red tape together and figure out exactly how you can secure the parking privileges you rightfully need.
So here's our quick roadmap for today. First, we'll cover the basics and eligibility. Then we'll look at the types of Ohio placards, walk through a step-by-step application guide, and go over how to avoid common application mistakes. Finally, we'll wrap up with renewals, your parking rights, and a quick recap.
All right, let's dive into Section 1, the basics and eligibility. Before we even think about tackling any paperwork, we really need to validate exactly who qualifies under Ohio law. It's important to remember that this placard isn't just some luxury or a minor convenience. It is a legally protected right. Regulated by Ohio Revised Code 4503.44, this whole system is designed to significantly reduce mobility barriers in public spaces. It's all about ensuring everyone has equal access to their own community.
And this list brilliantly illustrates who actually qualifies, so you might quickly spot your own situation here. In Ohio, you're eligible if you cannot walk 200 feet without stopping to rest, or if you use a wheelchair, a cane, or another assistive device. It also covers severe lung disease, specifically if your breathing volume is significantly restricted, as well as the use of portable oxygen. Plus, it includes having a Class 3 or 4 cardiac condition, severe arthritic or neurological conditions that limit walking, or being legally blind.
Moving right along to Section 2, the types of Ohio placards.
Because not all mobility impairments are exactly the same, Ohio actually offers different placards to match specific needs. You've got your temporary placards, which are red. Those are for short-term recoveries, like bouncing back from a major knee surgery, and they're valid for up to 6 months. Then on the other hand, you have the permanent placards. These are blue, and they're designated for long-term conditions. The blue ones are valid for up to 5 years, and thankfully, they are renewable.
But it's not just about standard individual placards. The state also issues organization placards for nonprofits and groups that regularly transport folks with disabilities. There are also specific wheelchair symbol placards and specialized disabled veteran license plates for those whose disabilities are tied to their military service.
Okay, Section 3, our step-by-step application guide.
Now, I know people completely dread BMV forms, but what's really interesting about this next part is how simple the paperwork actually is. The primary document is Form BMV 4826, which is the application for disability placards. This is the main one you have to fill out yourself, and it literally just requires basic personal information. Your name, your address, and your signature. That's pretty much the whole shebang for your part.
Well, actually, scratch that. You can't just submit your own application and call it a day. You need professional verification. That's where Form BMV 4834, or a similar medical prescription, comes in. A crucial requirement here is getting a licensed physician, a physician assistant, an advanced practice nurse, or a chiropractor to sign off on your medical certification. They just need to verify how long your disability is expected to last.
So let's break this entire process down into 3 super easy microsteps. Step 1. Obtain Form BMV 4826. You can download this as a PDF right from the Ohio BMV website, or just pick up a physical copy at any local deputy registrar. Step 2. Get your medical provider certification. Honestly, a lot of times this can even be done via telehealth services these days. And Step 3. Submit the completed application to the BMV.
The crucial point here is how you actually submit it once all the ink is dry. You have 2 main options. You can submit it in person at a local deputy registrar, which is great because it might get you your placard way faster, sometimes literally the same day. Or you can mail it to the Ohio BMV in Columbus at the address on the form. Just to set some expectations though, mailed applications typically take about 10 to 15 business days to process.
Next up, Section 4. Avoiding common application mistakes. It's absolutely vital we talk about some common hurdles and legal missteps that can get you in trouble later on. Here is a massive, yet surprisingly common mistake. Safety first. Your placard absolutely must be hung on the rearview mirror when you are parked in a designated space, but it must be taken down when you are driving. Driving with that placard hanging creates a huge blind spot. It is a major safety hazard, and honestly, it's strictly against the Ohio Administrative Code.
And hey, if you think the rules around disabled parking aren't strictly enforced, check this out. $250 to $500. Those are the heavy fines you face for parking in a disabled spot without a valid placard, or for misusing someone else's. I literally cannot emphasize this enough. The permit belongs to the individual with the disability, not the car itself. You can't just lend your placard to a family member to run an errand for you if you aren't actually in the vehicle with them.
Moving on to Section 5, Renewals and Parking Rights.
So once you successfully have your placard in hand, how do you maintain it? We really need to contrast the renewal processes here so you aren't caught off guard. If you have a blue, permanent placard, the BMV is going to proactively mail you a renewal notice before your 5 years are up. And the best part? No new doctor's visit is required for that. But if you have a red temporary placard, it cannot simply be renewed. When those 6 months are up, if you still need the accommodation, you have to start entirely from scratch with a brand new application and a fresh doctor's note.
Now for the absolute best part, your actual rights. This placard is all about real-world everyday benefits. First off, it's valid in all other U.S. states thanks to reciprocity agreements, so you can travel with total peace of mind. Obviously, it grants you access to those designated accessible spots. But on top of that, you might get extended time limits on your parking. And, this is a huge perk, in certain cities, metered parking fees might be waived entirely. Just remember to always double-check your local municipal ordinances to confirm the rules in your specific area.
And finally, Section 6, our final recap and disclaimer.
Let's see how this all builds together. Here is a quick chronological summary of your journey. First, you consult a doctor to get your medical certification. Next, you fill out and submit Form BMV 4826, either in person or by mail. Then, you just wait the 10 to 15 business days for processing if you mailed it. And finally, you receive your placard and regain your ease of mobility. See? Even if you are a complete beginner to all of this, you can absolutely navigate this system with confidence.
Right before we wrap up, I do need to share a quick disclaimer. This explainer provides general guidance based on current information, but it is not legal advice. State rules and forms can occasionally update, so you should always check the official Ohio BMV website for the most current regulations and procedures.
So we've broken down the eligibility, the forms, the timelines, and the rules. Now that you know exactly how straightforward this process actually is, what's stopping you from claiming the accessibility and independence you rightfully deserve today? Don't let a fear of some basic paperwork keep you from living your life to the absolute fullest. Go get that application started.